everybody, this is video number 6, it's probably the last batch of this set. So this, I'm going to talk about some resources, and I may need to get up to get some of my books and things like that to show you. So books, websites, apps. On the vocal warm-up video, I talked about I found warm-ups. So what you can do is go on iTunes and look up vocal warm-ups, and you can download them and put them on your phone, and that's a great thing if you don't know how to use the piano, or if you're on the go like me, you can do that too. So that's one resource. I'll do the books after. What I can do, I can look at my phone. Some of my apps that I personally like to use are, let's see here, for music apps. I use the voice memo. If I have an idea for a song I want to write, I do that, or I want to record a piece and turn it into MP3, and that's really cool technology. Music memos is another one where you can sing into it and it tells you what chords, and that's like just another one for songwriting. You can do obviously metronome on a pitch pipe on the phone, or you could do like one of those piano apps if you're on the go again. I also like to use apps that track your practice. So Practific, it's kind of discontinued, but it's my favorite, or Practice Journal, and then you could just do it that way. It's really good to keep a log of all your practice if you are able to do that. I mean, sometimes I'm on again, off again. So there's the apps. So why don't I quickly get some of the books titles for you, and then after that I'm going to show you how you your creative process of learning a piece start to finish, and that expression, because that process is a lot of fun and it's really important. So let me just grab the books. Okay, I have returned. So one thing I love, and this is more for like classical, is it's for art songs. Song, A Guide to Art Song Style and Literature. I like this one. You can get a book on opera and like what the synopsis is, and you learn about the piece, you learn about the text painting, the poetry. So this is like really important for that whole concept of learning song start to finish. This one's free play, creative process. Our teacher who focused on this is process over product. Don't focus on the end product, and that's good advice for life. Live in the moment. Enjoy and learn and make mistakes, provided your music teacher isn't abusive like some of them are. Arts can be very competitive. A soprano on her head, one of my favorites, about technique, stage fright, judgment, very important. This other one talks about some stuff, some vocal technique, and also anxiety. Singer's Companion. And then this is one of my favorites. It only comes in PDF form, and it does talk about the anatomy in the process. It's called The Singer's Voice. This book is awesome. So I got this, downloaded a PDF, and printed it out. I also took the Christina Aguilera Masterclass. I'd recommend that. It's great for nerves and not caring about what people think, good for stage fright. And also, some pieces, they're not intended to sound pretty or perfect, and that's like her whole mission. And just basically anybody can learn stuff, very empowering stuff for a singer. Alright, so then we're going to talk about learning a piece of music and your process you take. So step 1, do your proper warm-ups, things we've talked about. Do the body stretching, the posture, all those things I did in the previous video. You sight read the piece. If it's a very rhythmic piece, you want to start with the rhythm right away, even before pitches. We've done that with some jazz pieces, especially with syncopation. So I would probably do the rhythm first, get it down, then the pitches, sing on the vowel, and massage out the trouble spots. Don't just blast through and sing the piece start to finish. I have a bad habit of doing that myself. So you do that. You just, massage out the treble sections. Mark in your breath marks, and this is one thing I do in my church choir. We always mark in the breath parts and the repeated notes. So typically, like if we're doing Gregorian chant, there's a lot of repeated notes in a row, so I just do a little bracket and do that. Then you need to look at dynamics, ornamentation, expression in the piece that's described. Master the onset. This is a cool thing that my voice teacher taught me about. An onset is when you, I don't want to say pounce, but when you get on the pitch and stay there. Having a hard onset is like people go, "Ugh!" You're like, you just want to jump on and stay on in the right thing. So if your onset is wrong, you want to focus on that. Also, that legato breath thing I talked about in the breathing one, make sure it's like that fluid flow of things that you want to have. You want to master the difficult technical parts of the piece first. So, like, again, massage out those issues. Intervals, melismas, portamentos, all those things, focus on that. You need to understand the theory. So knowing what key it's in and why. Does it go to the dominant? What's the emotion the piece? Is it sad? Why? Theoretically. You could write in the chord analysis if you're capable. But like if you want to really learn the piece inside and out, you can do that. I understand there's not always time for that. When I was a vocal performance major, we had 5 pieces a semester in 5 different languages. There really wasn't time for that, but in an ideal perfect world. Okay, so that's learning the music part. Text. You want to memorize the words, so you sing it like when you're in the learning phase. Try to get off book, and what I do sometimes I write out the text or print out the text, and I have the music memorized, but I have to get the text down, so that's a way, and you sort of like wean yourself off, and guess what? Your vocal technique will be better in the long run if you do that. Master diction, like if you need to really articulate, you need to do that. Understand the meaning of the text. If it's not in English, study it. Use translate it for yourself. If it's in another language, you need to pronounce it correctly, so you're going to have to spend a lot of time on that. Master the stage presence and the acting of the piece. So pretend you're that character. If it's an opera, you need to study the synopsis and the setting and what that entails. So if I was singing Voi che sapete from Les Noces de Figaro again, I would need to study Cherubino, the character, the pants role, why he's singing the particular piece, what emotion, the storyline, fuse that emotion. Some pieces could be hard to sing emotionally if you haven't experienced certain things, like songs about death. I think it was like 4 serious songs by Brahms. If you haven't gone through death, it may not be as convincing. So that was like one example my voice teacher gave, or not my voice teacher, one of my professors in college. So there's that. So then the next part is working with your accompanist once you learn it. If you're gonna, this is like so classically driven. So it depends on it, or it could be your band or whatever. But you want to have. You want to be nice to your accompanist or your band. If you have music, make sure it's presentable, like you're submitting a resume to like an HR manager. I know, I'm making HR stuff. It says submit blank scores to your accompanist early, double-sided topplage sheet protectors in a binder if possible. Just make it look nice. Don't make it seem like you don't care about them or throw together, because you're going to upset them, and they may, some accompanists take it out on people. They'll purposely play it wrong just to mess with you. Have your own score ready with all your markings, breaths, organized the same way. Decide the tempo and metric markings that you prefer. So your accompanist will say, hey, what do you want this in? So for example, if I was going to sing let's say I was going to sing the national anthem on a recorded, I usually do it a cappella, but they might have you do that. So let's say, all right, what tempo you want it? And sometimes you're like, I don't know, but you could do, oh, say, can you see? Or you could do, oh, say, can you see? Faster. So there's that. You could do that for them. and you'll be required to. So you want to be ready for your what tempo you're comfortable with. Working on out signals, your head nod. So I've done a lot of page turns, so I watch for that when I'm supposed to turn pages, which very important. Be ready. Don't be reliant on your music, like the accompanist. You need to know inwards, upwards, backwards, and down, and you'll look like an idiot if you don't. So you have to learn the piece and just sing it to exhaustion. Always have a pencil. Always be on time or early when you're doing these schedules. And just work on the little things with your accompaniments, balance, entrances, things like that. Those are the main things to learn a piece. But like I said, it's important to really know that character and hopefully do all of those things when you're learning a piece. It can be so cool and so fun to learn about the piece. One thing I liked, if you do, like I did the piece from Schubert, Gretchen on spin rod, and my name's Gretchen, so I think that's really cool. But you can, you get the sense of the spinning wheel, or the Erlkönig, which is awesome. It's like the story about the elf, the Danish evil elf. This like supposed to be the devil, takes the boy and kills him, and it's like the horses are running, and you can hear the text painting in the piano part, and it's like this beautiful thing that a lot of things they do in these art songs. But if you study that, it's so magical when you're singing a piece. It's so wonderful. So that's what I have for feedback for that stuff now. Again, if there's a specific topic for a video that you guys want me to do, I can focus on that. I could take a piece, break it down, start to finish, and show you what I can do with it. All right, thank you.